Hi everybody, it's Tim from Tim Wagner Music, and today I want to talk about the three most funniest things or ridiculous things students have said during my lessons over my career. And of course, students will say pretty much anything, as you can imagine. The first one is actually one of the more recent ones I had, probably about 2 years ago. I had a student, he was about second grade, we'll say, and he was a guitar student of mine, and he says, my dad told me that the G string on my guitar is the dirtiest string on the guitar. And the kid looks at the guitar and he's like, I don't see it. It looks pretty clean to me. Well, of course, I couldn't stop laughing. Of course, I told him later, I think you'll understand what that means. But he said, no, honestly, look, the string is really clean. So apparently, the G string is the dirtiest string on an instrument, or at least on the guitar. So funny thing was, I told the mom, and she actually said, yeah, it sounds like something his dad would say. So that's the first one. I still find it funny even to today. The second one was I was trying to use an analogy about sharps and flats, and I had this real smart student, also about second or third grade, and I used the analogy that if you take a sharp tack and you put it on your teacher's seat, which you don't want to do when she sits down, what's the first thing that's going to happen? Well, of course, the correct answer is that when she sat down, she would jump up because it's sharp and things go higher when they are sharp. So he got the answer and he sat there and he looked around, he's thinking. A minute passes and he says, I got it. He comes up to me and says, her butt will get bloody. Not quite the answer I was looking for. It's a tack and not a sword. But just shows you how kids can actually think outside of the box. Still can't forget that one. And the third most funniest thing I ever had was this little girl, man, 5 or 6 years old. She says, hey, do you want to hear a secret? Well, what kind of secret would a 5-year-old possibly know? I'm thinking maybe something she did in school or that she wants to tell me about that she thought was kind of funny. So she comes up to me and she says, did you know my mommy wears my daddy's underwear? I do now. So I said, you know what? Probably want to keep that between you and I. I don't think we need to really tell everybody that your mom wears your dad's underwear. And I don't know, maybe it's more comfortable. Maybe she needed more room down there. I hope not. But anyway, it was always funny because after the lesson, I always looked at, we'll call her Mrs. Johnston. I always looked at her kind of differently, thinking of, are they boxers or I don't know. I don't want to go there, but it was funny, as you can imagine. So the more that you teach, the more that you hear about these funny stories that your students will tell you. So anyway, those are the funniest 3 stories I've ever heard. So remember this: work smarter, not harder. Until then.